Yo, welcome back to another week, weekly breakdowns, and we're gonna have a good week this week. I believe in myself. I believe in you. Whatever happened last week is last week. This week we're gonna trade with patience. We're gonna follow our trading plan, and we're gonna make money and gain experience. So let's get straight into it. So right here we're gonna start with USD SEC. So we are on the weekly time frame here, and I am sticking with my bias for the time being that we are bullish. We have broken this high, and it looks like we broke this high as well, but did not close above this high. We actually did close above this high right here in this candle here. So yeah, so for the time being, I am going to say that we're bullish until things tell me otherwise. And I do see this crazy bearish candle pushing into this zone. I do see it. So that is something that I'm going to pay attention to. And what I would like for it to happen is that we just get a probably another bearish candle that just is very wick heavy. So we might see something on lower time frames that will go like this. So on the lower time frames, that might be what we get. And then on the weekly, it's going to look like a wick or a doji or so. So that's probably what we're going to get on the lower time frames. So I'm going to drop down to the daily. Yep, and as you can see, the daily has changed to kind of like a bearish momentum. Like this is a really ugly price action. You have highs, you have lows. So I'm going to say that these are valid highs and lows, and we did, drop below those, and we are dropping below the EMA. So on the daily, like I say, lower time frames, we can expect something like this, And so that means on the weekly, it will form like a doji, basically. All right, so that's USD SEC. It is a situation where you're just going to have to sit on your hands, and once we get to that level, just let it show us what it's going to do. You sit on your hands and let it show its hand, and then you play your cards correctly after that. Because there's a lot going on, fundamentally wise. So you just have to be real patient and just be patient. If you miss a trade, you miss a trade. If you don't miss a trade, then hopefully it plays out. So let's go over to GU. So GU, it's kind of similar, just reverse. GU is very bearish. Very bearish. We are on the weekly right here. It is very bearish, and we have entered a daily fib zone. But same thing, like I say, like this crazy bullish candle. This is a crazy bullish candle, and it does cause some concern. It does cause some concern, and we're already at that daily fib level. So if you can see my breakdown here, where it could break above, then break below, retest it, and come down. So that could definitely be something that happens. And you just have to be real patient and see how it plays down. So my hope is that it does, just break above, then come back down and retest it. And by that time, the EMA will be, over here. So we'll have a safe place to place our stop loss. And then, we break below. So that's my ideal thing that I would like to see happen. And yeah, and on the daily, I would like to say that we're still bearish. I wouldn't count this little miss here too much as a high or whatnot. I would like to say that we're still bearish. And then if we break this bit of a high, then just let this scenario here play out. Just break above, then break below, retest, and come back down. So that's what I say. That's what I see happening. That's what I would trade based off of. If not, then just break out of the zone completely, retest, and take it long. So just gotta sit in your hands, be a bit patient, and see how things play out once again. Alright, so we're going to go to Euro JPY. So Euro JPY is one of those pairs that's in like this little weird zone. it's like a weird zone, and a few pairs are in this zone. I don't know if they're JPY pairs or maybe Euro pairs, but it's in this weird zone. So the ideal thing to do is to wait for it to break above, break, retest, and then continue long. But I just have a feeling that this pair might continue to range. And let's see, let's go to the daily. Yeah, I just got a feeling that this pair might continue to range, and it might be a pair, or if you are an intraday trader or a scalper, you can catch some trades, in between this range if that's your prerogative. So like here on the 2 hour, you can probably have a setup here. Come back into this zone. EMA will be up here. Come deep into this zone, and wait for candlestick pattern to show and take that long. But you have to be mad careful, because I don't know if you all trade divergence or not, but there's actually some bearish divergence here, so gotta be careful there. Alright, so that's Euro JPY. Best thing to do is just wait for it to get out of the range before you can, feel a bit comfortable to take another trade, or to take a trade. So yeah, so I believe it's JPY pairs, because here we go with NZD JPY, and it's kind of in the same type of range. The same type of range here. What are we doing here? Yeah, so it's kind of in the same type of range, but we do have this crazy bullish candle. This is my no trade zone reminder. Yeah, so we do have this crazy bullish candle right here that actually closed. It actually closed above this range, and this is a weekly candle, you guys. So it closed above the range, and it closed where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks worth of candles were not able to close. So that's really huge. That's really, really, really huge. So the thing is, this crap is a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. I can't even tell you what I would say it is. Whether it's well, it's definitely a bearish market, but it's a mess. I can't. If you take a trade on this pair, you need to make sure, like, if you trade with 3 confluences, you need to make sure you have 5, because it could pop up, go to retest, pop up a little bit more, and then drop straight back into this zone. Like, that could very much happen, like, real talk. So yeah, but still, the ideal, if you want to catch a trade, ideal, let it pop up, let it retest, and catch the wave back up. Let's drop down to the daily. Yeah, you can definitely see that playing out on the daily. Just be careful, because when price has been trading in the zone for so long, and it hasn't had a clear break out of this zone, then it's a high possibility that it can break back into the zone. So like, if this candle here, like this daily, would have closed something like this, then I would feel more comfortable saying, hey, it's breaking out of the zone. But with here, it's barely breaking out of the zone, because the zone could be like this, to be truthful. That could be the zone. Like real spell, that looks better to me, to be honest with you. So it technically hasn't even broken out of the zone. And I'm going to keep that there because it does look better that way. So yeah, so we're gonna say no trade zone, no trade zone, no trades on NZDJPY until it breaks out of this zone completely. So yeah, that saves some heartbreak for the week. So let's keep going. NZD All right, so NZD we're over here on the weekly. And on the weekly, we look very very bearish. I ain't gonna say very very bearish, but we definitely look bearish, and we are here retesting a daily fib, and it's kind of set up like a bunch of pairs. There's a lot of movement last week, a lot of movement, and what you can probably see happen is probably what happened right around here. So, or like the other pairs that I was saying, where price can give us one of these. So that's what we can bank on, price doing that for us. And by the time all that happens, the EMA will be down, because we like to use the EMAs to protect our stop loss. That's my strategy. I love it that way, using the EMAs to protect our stop loss, because we know once price close above or below that EMA, it's going to go stay in that direction for a few. Don't know how long, but just know that it'll stay in that direction for a few, long enough to clap your stop loss. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, so we're just going to wait for price to dance. Let price dance. See if it wants to continue on its bullish run, because this is crazy bullish momentum. Crazy bullish momentum. So we're going to definitely need the daily to switch bearish. We're going to definitely need the daily to switch bearish before we decide to take a short. So we need the daily, because right now we broke these highs here. We broke all this nonsense. I don't know if you want to call it a high or nonsense, but it is higher than these highs. So we are, the daily has definitely switched bullish. So we need the daily to switch bearish before we can take a short to go short. All right, so that's NZD CAD. So AUD CAD. Let's take it back to the weekly. So we're on the weekly, and yes, we do have these crazy bullish candles for the past 2 weeks, but we are definitely still bearish. Because technically the next high to break is right up here. I don't consider all of this. I don't know what you want to call all this mess. So for me, we're still, at least on the weekly, we're still bearish. I actually want to see what the monthly looks like. Yeah. Yeah, we can probably find, this might end up being a wick. Maybe still a bullish candle, but closing as a wick up here. Alright, so let's drop down to the daily. So on the daily is for sure bullish. But for me, I need more of a confirmation on the daily for me to say that, it's about to continue to rally and stay bullish. I need more of a confirmation. I need it to break some highs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need more of a confirmation, because you see over here, this was, very very bullish, and then, it just taints. So I need the daily to create some market structure. I need, if I'm gonna rock with this bullish sentiment, I need for this bad boy to, drop into this level. And when it drops into this level, I need to see some wicks. I need to see a low formed with some nice pretty wicks, and then some nice strong bullish momentum breaking out of this level and breaking what could be possibly forming a high right here. That's the only way I would take this going long. It looks like it could be setting up for a nice long. It definitely looks like that. But there's a lot of bearish momentum on that weekly. So now if we're going to go to stick with our bearish weekly sentiment, then we're just going to let this baby drop down here, retest, and then continue short. That's the scenario right there. But we need this daily to turn bearish. We need the daily to turn bearish. We need that to happen. And if not, if the daily doesn't turn bearish, and like I say, the daily does not turn bearish, then I'm going to need for this next candle to form, retest this level with wicks. Like it probably, the trade probably won't set up until like the end of the week or next week. Retest this level with wicks, or maybe it will happen on like the 8 hour or the 4 hour time frame, and break that high with like volume, bro. With volume, like letting me know like, yeah, like it's really bullish. So that's that. So we want to jump to GJ. So yeah, GJ is still in the range. I can go to the weekly, but it's not going to show anything different. It's still in the range. So GJ, if you're an intraday trader or scalper, I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of setups within this range that you can catch. I don't suggest trading within a range, but some people are successful that way. So I'm gonna drop down to the 4 hour. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So I'm not a scalper nor an intraday trader, but if I were to intraday trade, then I would definitely wait for it to come back into this zone. And ride it back up. And by that time, your EMA will be there as well to protect your stop loss. But I think all JPY pairs are just ranging right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. So USD CHF. So alright, so this is a pair I'm just gonna be real patient with, because it's at an interesting level. So this is the weekly. And just look at price once it gets here. Yeah, price hasn't broken this level. Price has not been above this level since 2023. Since 2023. So, you know, we could be like, the weekly is definitely, we're paying attention to the most recent weekly price action. It is bullish. It is for sure bullish, but we could definitely be about to see this this thing take a dive. We could be about to see this thing take a dive to the dark low side. So that could be what we're about to see. And honestly, that's all I would look for. Based on how price has not broken this level since 2023, that's the only thing that I will look for on this pair here. That's the only thing I would look for. That's the only thing I would feel comfortable with, based on just, you know, past history from the past 2 years. Like, price gets up here and it cannot break that level. So, you know what I'm saying, you follow patterns. So that's the only trade, that's the only thing I will look for this trade here, for this pair, is to break below this level, retest it, and by that time, the EMA, let's see. There we go. So by that time, the EMA will be there to protect our stop loss and just write it down. So, but yo, I guarantee USD for to be crazy next week. USD, man, USD's for to be crazy. All right. Oh snap. All right. So NZDUSD. So this is on a weekly, and yes, this bad boy is for sure bearish. For sure bearish. So we can definitely try to wait for it to reach this level to continue going short. And in the meantime, in between time, there is a play for a counter trend trade. Because if we go to the daily, we have what could be looked at as a head and shoulders. Then we're going to retest the neckline and then head up. So we definitely looks like we have an inverted head and shoulders here. So if you want to catch a play to counter trend trade this pair here, that's definitely what you can do. Like I say, USD's been pretty crazy. USD's been pretty crazy. I don't know what's going to happen with the USD this upcoming week, but that's the only thing I would see for this pair here. It's just, you know, break and retest of this head and shoulders neckline, catching that catching a trade to ride back up to this level, and then taking a long. That probably won't happen for another week or two. I mean, taking a short. So yeah, man. So that's it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for all the support that you guys put into the comments. I really appreciate it, and all the motivation is very, very helpful. I'm very, very thankful. So yeah, stay safe.